Hello everybody. First of all, Merry Christmas to you all. We're grateful to welcome the holiday season while Season 4 of Yellowstone is on air. The show feels like a gift to us, and we appreciate having it at the beginning of every single week as a small delight for the entire week. That being said, there are only a couple of episodes left before we reach the season finale of the show. So far, the season has provided us with everything we would expect from a perfect Yellowstone season. The season started with the Duttons trying to recover from the attacks of the Season 3 finale. Then, once they started to feel better, they rolled up their sleeves to launch a revenge journey against their attackers. However, there was a problem. They didn't know who had done this to them. Beth was certain that Jamie was involved with the case one way or another. Casey, on the other hand, was certain that his brother would have not done such a thing. John was skeptical towards both of these bold views, at least at first. He was ready to give a chance to Jamie to redeem himself by offering him to assist them in uncovering a lead. Jamie accepted the offer. And yet, once he went after the lead, he found out that his biological father, whom he trusts blindly, Garrett, was the man behind all these. Despite his love for Garrett, Jamie decided to confront and even arrest him for his crimes. Garrett wasn't ready to give up so easily, though. As a master manipulator, he convinced Jamie that he has done everything just for him, while John is doing his best to ruin him. Jamie gave in and decided to cover up Garrett's crimes. Now, we are not sure if John realized Jamie's backing off from helping them. Nevertheless, it's clear that he soon dropped his skeptical stance towards him and decided to side with Beth in the issue rather than Casey. How did we understand this? Well, once he heard about the possibility of Jamie being the candidate for the governorship, he went mad. It reached a point that he offered himself as a more suitable candidate than Jamie. Since we know how much John hates politics and is fond of his freedom and flexibility, we can confidently claim that the only reason for him to be the candidate is to stop Jamie from taking the position. Of course, there is always the possibility that he doesn't trust Jamie because he is under the influence of Garrett. However, the way he rivaled Jamie was too much of backstabbing to assume that John is not seeing Jamie as an enemy per se. Now, there are only 2 episodes left for the season to be wrapped up. We're expecting major incidents, especially around this topic, to take place and take our breaths away. The promo footage for the Yellowstone Season 4 Episode 9 is also supporting our view, as it's highly focused on John and his moves. The promo footage starts with Rip talking to Beth and saying to her that John is doing what he does because he thinks he is right. From this scene, we can deduce that Beth is uncomfortable with something John is preparing to do. This has to be a pretty serious thing, since Beth is not the one to ask for anyone's help in handling her father, even if he is her husband. In our opinion, she isn't happy with the fact that John will have a meeting with Jamie. In the last episode, we saw that Jamie called John to ask for a meeting. The idea came from Garrett, as he wanted Jamie to discuss under what terms the 2 rivals will conduct their election campaigns. John told Jamie that he can find him in the Yellowstone ranch whenever he wants. Since Beth is the absolute hater of Jamie, she wouldn't like John taking him as seriously as to sit over a table with him. She might also think that such a meeting might be dangerous for John since she thinks Jamie is capable of the worst things that can ever be possible. Then, we hear John saying, "My kingdom, there is no such a thing as fair. You never know which meal is your last." At the ending of the last episode, we watched Jamie and Rip fighting against a group of robbers in a diner. Even though they became successful in bringing down the robbers, the sheriff is killed in the conflict most suddenly and tragically. We feel like these words reflect John's mourning after him, since the 2 were good friends. The incident might have caused John to go into an existential crisis and reevaluate his stance on certain things. After the sheriff's death, John had to be the one who delivered the news to his daughter. Naturally, we can expect such a difficult thing to have a lasting impact on him. He might decide to have a closer relationship with his children, maybe even Jamie. Yes, we know that it's a little bit of a stretch to think the father and son can reconcile after so many things have happened. Still, they are father and son, and we will continue to hope for a reconciliation one day. At the end of the promo, we see John at a diner with Garrett. It's a shocking scene since we were expecting a meeting with Jamie, but Garrett wasn't on our minds. If John will face Garrett after all this time, we can assume that he finally figured out that Garrett is the one who tried to kill him. If he truly knows this, we can already say goodbye to Garrett since there is no way he would survive from the rage of John. We are not sure if this would be the episode that Garrett is killed by John. However, We're certain that Garrett will not survive this season. What are your expectations from the 9th installment to Yellowstone Season 4? Let us know what you think in the comments below. Thank you for watching. See you soon.